friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a different kind of video, which is to give you a tour of my home filming setup. So I've spent the last month kind of making the most of my spare office and trying to turn it into like a mini set for my other channel, which is a channel where I make science videos for kids, which is why it looks a little bit lively in here and colorful. So I've been showing the different stages of building this room on my social media. So if you're curious, just feel free to check out my Instagram. I'll leave the link below. And today I'm really showing you the finished product and kind of what I chose to do, why I chose certain pieces, how I made certain decisions. So if you're trying to make a home filming setup for yourself, then hopefully this will be useful to you, because I definitely used a lot of videos to try to figure out what was best in my room. So I'll start off by saying that the lighting isn't really perfect right now. It's kind of later in the day, and the best time for me to film my videos is in the morning because I get a lot of really great natural light that comes through these windows behind me. So I'll get into that. So I just wanted to say, I know it doesn't look as good as it could right now, and that's just because I have the lighting perfectly adjusted for morning filming. And for my room, that's just one of the restrictions I have, and I'm okay with that. So I think I'll go through my process and then show you the different pieces of my room as I go. So the first thing I did was really evaluate what function I wanted in my room. So for me, I wanted a filming set where I could just sit, flip on a couple of things and push record and end up with a video that had pretty good quality audio and video. Think about what platform you're going to be using it for. Is it mostly for short form video, vertical? Is it for YouTube, horizontal? What kind of background do you want? What kind of background would be realistic in the room? So obviously I wish I could do so much more. If I had a bigger space, I would build out like a whole lab, but I don't. This is the space I have, and I went to other creators that I admired and kind of borrowed different elements from what worked for them. So for example, if you wanted to make YouTube videos, I would suggest checking out different YouTube creators and seeing how they built their sets. And I would look at a range of them, right? I would look at people who have like super professional setups that obviously take a lot of space and time. And I would look at some more low cost options and just look at the different elements and figure out if there's some sort of blend of the two that you can do. So that's what I did, and I decided the best thing for me to do would be to set up my space like this in a corner so I could get the most separation from my background. I went ahead, I already had the two tables behind me, and I went ahead and invested in a third table, the one right in front of me, so that this could be like my main workstation. Let's start with the cameras and what I'm filming on. So my main camera is actually my iPhone. I think I have an iPhone 14 Pro. And I mean, the camera quality is amazing. I shoot in cinematic mode. I have the aperture set to 6.3, which means that the background is like a little bit fuzzy just to make sure that I pop as the subject of the video. And I have it set up on a tripod so that it's as stable as possible. And then overhead, which is slightly off camera, I have another camera that's on a C-stand, which I already owned. So that's one of the advantages I had, that I already owned a lot of this gear. I have a ton of tripods and lights, just because over the years I've tried so many different filming setups. So I was really lucky that I was able to kind of just use what I had and build something really cool. But I would suggest for you, if you're also looking to cut costs, just start with what you have and what's realistic, and then research options for what you're bringing in so that you find the most cost-effective ones if price is an issue for you. Okay, back to the cameras. So overhead, I have the ZV-1. I also already had this camera. I used to use this camera as my main one, but I switched to my phone. No particular reason. I mean, this is still a really great camera. It shoots in 4K. I don't know. It was easier for me to use my iPhone as my main camera and just stick it on the tripod and hit play. So that's what I did. But essentially you could interchange them. And then sometimes I will borrow like my husband's phone and put it on a second tripod in front of me to get like a different angle. So I just filmed a video about fossils, which is why it's like kind of messy here. So I had the main camera where I could speak to the camera. I had my overhead that could show like the full action of it. And then I had a third camera that was about table height and a little bit closer so that we could really see it kind of at an angle what I was doing here. So that's all I have for cameras. Now my audio is being recorded on my DJI mic, which I always call DJI, I don't know why, but it's a DJI mic. It's a mic pack. There's 2 mics that come in this pack. This is a charging pack, so it's awesome. You just charge like the entire brick, and then the brick charges your mics. And then there's an adapter that's connected to my phone right now that takes the signal from the mic and syncs it up to the video. I love this microphone. It's really, really great. One of the big problems I had in this room was sound. It was so bad, and it's not perfect still. There are still some reflections in the room, but so far this mic has been the best sounds that I have gotten in this room, but it hasn't been with just the mic. Okay, so on the subject of sound, I also have a giant mattress over here that is just propped up against the wall and really makes a huge difference in the sound. It makes everything sound so much better. And I actually ended up pinning a green screen sheet to the mattress, so now this kind of acts as my green screen area. So if I needed to film something in green screen, all I'd have to do is move my lights and bam, I have a green screen filming area. Also on the subject of sound, I got this awesome rug in here that almost takes up, I want to say like 2/3 of the entire room. And it's shaggy and green. I love it because it looks like grass, but also it helps with the sound a lot. Having the mattress and the rug and a lapel mic really, really helps. And then I still have to go in Final Cut Pro and edit my audio a little bit just to make it better, but it's not really a big deal. It's not as bad as it used to be. And if you're curious what my audio quality was before, then you could go to my kids channel, which is called Jocelyn Presents, and look up some of the older videos and just compare. Moving on from sound into the lights. This might be the worst area because I know the least about lighting, and it was the most frustrating part of this whole process. I would suggest watching a lot of YouTube videos that can teach you some of the basics, but ultimately you're gonna have to assess your own space. So for my space, I have these 2 windows back here in the corner, and they bring in a ton of natural light in the mornings. It's great. The problem is that now that my setup is here, I'm sort of like side lit, back lit almost. So I could have made my setup facing the windows and gotten all that natural light on me, but then I wouldn't have like the right configuration. Like this is the best corner for my background. So I needed to face this direction. So in the mornings when I film, I crack the windows open just so I get enough lighting to light the background. And then I have 2 lights that live in front of me. They're LED lights and they have a honeycomb attachment on them. I'm not an expert on lighting, so please just, if I make a mistake, let me know. But I believe this honeycomb attachment is useful to help focus the light more directly on me, as opposed to an LED light with a diffuser box on it. It kind of just spreads the light out, but the honeycomb attachment softens the light while still kind of directing it toward me. I'm not 100% sure that's real, but that's what I think it did in my space. So I have a kind of brighter white light on this side, and that helps to kind of balance out some of the natural light I'm getting from the windows. And then I have a second light here that's a little bit dimmer and a little bit warmer so that I don't look so washed out on camera. And that helps to kind of balance out my face at the end. So like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm filming this a little later in the evening, so my lighting situation is not perfect right now because I'm getting a lot less light from the windows. So I think I look a little bit darker than I would if I filmed in the morning. So if you want a better idea of what my lighting looks like, I would go to Jocelyn Presents and look up one of the recent videos that has this setup. I think that's it. I don't know what else I have in here that would be interesting, but I mostly just wanted to share this because maybe it will help you. I'm not a professional. I don't know about lighting. I don't know much about sound or video, but I'm just a YouTuber who wants to put good videos out there, and I've done a lot of trial and error. So hopefully this has been useful for you, or at least inspiring, so that you get into your space and start trying some stuff out, because that's the only way you're gonna know if it works. If you have any suggestions for me, no, if you have any thoughts or questions, I will try my best to answer, but leave them below because there might be someone else watching this video who knows more about this. Actually, no, most people that do watch this video will probably know more about this stuff than me, so leave that below and maybe we can all help each other get better. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching and take care. Bye.